What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, it's Friday, so it's not my day, it's your day. In Jur, he's in the tower, he's got some exotic gear, and we're definitely going to take a look and see what he's got, and we are going to grade him. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button, and subscribe to the channel. Now you can see Jur has already tagged that column. It means he's over here in the tower, and he's over by the hangar bay. So we're just going to go see what he's got. Hopefully it's something good. This is typically for some people who might be newer to the game, who might not have all of the different exotic gear. And it looks like we have a chubby terror over here. And I hope you didn't terrorize Jur too much. I hope you didn't scare away all of his good loot. Chubby terror. Chubby terror. Anyway, Jur, let's see what you've got. And as usual, we have a little bit of everything. Some good, some bad. Starting off with the Titan, we have the Glass House. So for the Glass House, I'm kind of mixed with this. Basically, there's a little bit of a nice benefit to it in that if you're far away from your bubble, you're going to be able to keep your blessing and weapon benefits longer. But how often are you really that far away from your defender bubble? And chances are it's not that often. It might be beneficial on the War Priest or Golgoroth so that you don't have to bounce in and out of the bubble. But then again, the bubble can sometimes provide protection, especially from the War Priest. So for me, I'm really not finding this to be all that useful at all. I'm going to give them a C-. I feel like in PvE, you're much better suited for wearing the Helm of Saint 14. That on your bubble is absolutely amazing. And people in PvP are now wearing the no backup plans a lot. So I don't really find the Glass House to be all that useful. Moving on to our Hunter, we've got the Don't Touch Me's. So these exotic gauntlets had a really high rise to power in the Dark Below for Crota's Strike. Basically, in that beginning area where there were thralls, these things were pretty much a lifesaver, and even sometimes if you were happening to do Crota solo. Since then though, and since Crota really isn't a raid that requires any type of difficulty or legitimate skill anymore, it's pretty easy to do with your light levels being raised up as high as they are. The Don't Touch Me's have really just fallen out of grace. You could even be better suited if you were a Titan wearing the ACD feedback fences, as opposed to these. You're going to go invisible on a melee, but how often is that going to truly benefit you in this game? In PvE, maybe ever so slightly, in the most unique and special of circumstances. In PvP, definitely not going to make one lick of difference. If an enemy's already in range to melee you, they are not going to get fooled by you going invisible. So these things are getting a solid D. They kind of fell from grace. Back whenever Crota was around though, those Year 1 Guardians, you know that you were probably wearing this, and your Hunter with the Don't Touch Me's was pretty much soloing the beginning part of the raid for you. Moving on to our Warlock, we've got the Ram. So the Ram is definitely one of my favorite pieces of exotic gear. I really like the look of it. You can notice that it really doesn't seem to take much of the shaders that other ones go. So that's pretty interesting. You are always going to have this black Ram with the gold horns no matter what shaders you pick. And for some reason, it kind of works with all the shaders. So the interesting thing with the Ram is that it is a good default option across all of your different Warlocks. All the different Warlocks will benefit from that armor increase, though only the Voidwalker will trigger that life seal on your melee. So just something to keep in mind. If you don't have a specific piece of Warlock gear or you're really not sure what to put on the Ram. You really can't go wrong. This thing is definitely an A. Like I said, it's pretty much a good, solid, neutral choice. There's nothing exceptional about it that's going to just make you go absolutely insane, but you can survive some things in Crucible that you wouldn't be able to without it. For our weapon this week, we've got the Red Death. And just like some of the other pieces of gear here, the Red Death has kind of had a nice up and down trip through Crucible or just the game in general. People used to carry this into Crota to get their life back until they started wearing helmets where you would regain your health on orb pickup. In PvP, this thing used to be one of the checks to the Thorn, so whenever Thorn was in power you saw a lot of Red Deaths because pulse rifles were also really strong at the time, and that life heal that you would get on a kill could help to neutralize that Thorn burn. So Red Death was really good, but now I barely see this weapon in Crucible anymore. I just barely see it, and whenever the Suros regime is outshining it as far as use goes in the Iron Banner, you know this thing has taken a fall from grace. I'm going to give this a B+. It's not that this weapon is overly awful, but the various nerfs have kind of hurt it, and just some other things and other weapons have become a little bit more popular. You don't see the Red Death all that much. It might make a resurgence. Healing up your life bar is always going to be a good thing, so if pulse rifles ever come back, or this thing ever gets a little bit more of a stability boost, or something to that nature, getting its damage back to where it was, you could see a big resurgence in the Red Death. Those engrams that we've got, those special engrams, those will not get you a Zen Meteor if you're on the PlayStation. Again, they will only give you year 1 gear, so just keep that in mind. I'm just buying my typical 3 of coins over here. I've got a whole bunch of 3 of coins. In fact, I really think I have overkill in 3 of coins right now. I'm sure that I have more than 200 on this Warlock already. But that's okay, I can just go ahead and move them to some of my other characters. So this week, the Ram, really good if you're a Warlock and you don't have it, go ahead and buy that. And the Red Death, you really wouldn't be wasting your strange coins on buying that either. It's a pretty solid gun. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Zhur, and I'll see you around in Destiny. Why is my death colored?